Okay, so there's a couple of things they're showing us here in the explanation, but really you just have to graph 5 points and then connect the dots. So they're just showing us a little bit that if that number is negative, it's going to go below the graph, like these blue graphs. And if A is positive, it's going to go above. If the B, what you're raising to the power, is a number greater than 1, it's going to be increasing. So it's going to be exponential growth. And if you have a fraction here, it's going to be exponential decay. So we just need to do 5 points and then connect the dots. So I like to start with 0 when x is 0. You know, anything to 0 power is 1. So when x is 0, you have, oops, we're not going to be able to type it in. I mean, we'll have to type it in. So when x is 0, you have 1/3, because it's going to be 1/3 times 1. When x is 1, you're going to have 1/3 times 4, which is 4/3. And when x is 2, you're going to have 1/3 times 16, which is 16/3. Now, when x is -1, that's going to be a 1/4. So 1/3 times 1/4 is 1/12. And then when x is a -2, you're going to do 1/16, and then times 1/3. So 16 times 3, I think, is 48. So yeah, so that would be 148. Wait, -2, so 1/16 times 1/3 is 148. And then we connect the dots and check it and move to the next one. I just like to do -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, but I kind of start with 0. I just like starting with 0. So that becomes a -1/2. So when x is 0, then we'll have a -1/2. And then when x is, let's say 1, we're going to do -1/2 times 2 is -1. Oh, I didn't need to do it that way. Whatever. When x is 2, we're going to have -1/2 times 4 is -2. Right? If x is -1, then we have -1/2 times 1/2, because a -1 makes that a 1/2. So that'll be a -1/4. And then when x is a -2, so we have 1/2 squared, which is 1/4. So -1/2 times 1/4 is -1/8. Sorry, I did all that in my head. Probably be better to write it down. Okay, again, I'd like to start with 0. So that's going to be 3/2. So when x is 0, it's going to be 3/2 times 1, which is 3/2. When x is 1, it's going to be 3/2 times 3, which is 9/2. And when x is 2, it's going to be 9 times 3/2, which is 27/2. When x is -1, that's going to be 1/3 times 3/2 is 1/2. And then when x is -2, that's going to be a 1/9 times 3/2. 3 cancels with the 9 to get a 3 times 2, so it's going to be 1/6. Does that look about right? Yeah, that works. Okay. That's the end of the lesson.